When there's fantasy football news that needs to be discussed, or you got questions about your own team, come to Finkle and Einhorn. The laces are out. Welcome to another episode of Finkle and Einhorn. I'm Finkle.
And I'm Einhorn.
You can always reach us at Finkle Podcast. We would love to get some interaction with some people. Give us some questions that you have. We will, dissect every bit of it and give you the best answers that we can. So once again, on Twitter at Finkle Podcast. We're also on YouTube. You can get the podcast, on Stitcher, on iTunes, anywhere you can get podcasts. So today, first thing we're going to do is cover some news. Cam Newton signs with the Patriots. And Einhorn, isn't that your favorite team?
Sure is, and we got us an MVP quarterback.
It was looking bleak, but now.
Oh, yeah, I thought we were going to suck for Trevor Lawrence, and now it's kind of like Belichick's trying to win just with this one move. I really like it. Cam Newton's used to a bare cupboard when it comes to wide receivers and pass catchers. It's a very team-friendly deal, and I don't know if it's going to go past this 1 year, but I think it's great for both parties. This is what you call a win-win situation.
Oh, yeah, I 100% agree. I think Cam Newton, this was the best landing spot for him if he wants to start as well. They didn't take Jameis Winston, so Cam looked to be in line for it, but you never knew until it went down. And then for the amount of money that they got him for, this is the best signing. And look, everyone's like, Belichick does it again. Yeah, he does. He does do it again. So this is
one free agency.
Yeah, and I already thought they could be a playoff team, a low seed playoff team. But with this move, man, no joke. I am taking the high end on this, and I think this team is going to go at least one win into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so the next bit of news, Patrick Mahomes signs a $500+ million deal on a 12-year contract. Wow. What do you think, Einhorn?
I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be paying for dinner for every team outing when they go out to eat on the road and stuff. Mahomes has got the check. Yeah,
he's going to get those offensive linemen's checks for probably for their entire careers as long as they're with him. It's a great deal for him. He gets tons of money. I think he's averaging like 40 plus a year. The guaranteed is ridiculous. He wanted security, and now he has got it full blown.
And it's a team-friendly deal. It's all backloaded. So they can keep this cast of studs around for a while and even sign the up-and-comers like a Mecole Hardman when it comes time for it.
Yeah, it's going to be able to, keep people around him and keep a team that will be in contention at all times. And that was, very important to him. Now he is getting paid ridiculous money. So I don't think it's that friendly. I know it is backloaded and that is good, but those backloaded seasons, you're looking at him getting traded or, not having a team that's as good as it could be around him.
Bunch of guys on rookie contracts on those last couple of years.
Yeah, they're gonna be relying on that, and that generally doesn't play out well. So if they do keep him, the team's probably gonna be weak, and he's not gonna be as fast and quick at that point in his career. So things to think about, but it's great for him, and it's great for that team in the short term. Most quarterbacks haven't even won a Super Bowl within their first 5 years, if not 10. So Mahomes, he is basically the mayor of that city.
So who do you think got more chappy about that deal? Jerry Jones or Dak Prescott?
Oh man, Dak loves seeing it. Oh, he loves seeing
absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. I think it's just drama unfolding. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah. It's going to be amazing to see how that works out. I think at the end of the day, nothing gets done this year. I think they're going.
Absolutely not.
No, they're going to be on next year, probably another franchise tag.
Yeah,
that's what I
he's
see.
2 years out,
and then he's gone.
What he can do with this cast.
Well, he's either going to get a deal and they're going to trade like Zeke, or or it ain't going to happen. So one of the twist options. The next and last bit of news that I have is that Raheem Mostert, is asked for a trade. What does this mean?
It means he's probably going to be playing in San Francisco because nobody needs a running back. Nobody wants a running back.
Yeah, I agree. I think trading a running back is not something that is going to happen. It's not in the cards, especially right now. And I mean, look at good running backs only getting like 1-year deals. I mean, you have Freeman out there. He's not great, but he's better than a lot of the people in the league, and he's not even getting a deal. Todd Gurley only got a 1-year deal. Leonard Fournette, people are talking about trading him. You'd rather have him in a trade, than Mostert. So Mostert's older. He's 28, I think. So I think he has no leverage. He has at least 2 more years on his contract. And with the way that the CBA, or what is it? The CPA, what is it? CBA?
CBA.
The players, based on how that is, they have to pay, and they don't get all that forfeited anymore. It used to be like the team could just waive it. They could be like, oh, you don't have to pay for this. You racked up fines. We'll waive it. You came back. We're good. We got a contract, whatever. Not anymore. You are forced to pay. And so I don't think that this is going to go anywhere. I think the team has all the leverage. And what else is he going to do?
He's going to play.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
He is going to play. So now getting to the meat. The appetizer is over and the entree is here. We are going to do a top 10 overreaction, some bold predictions. So top 10 bold predictions.
You get 10 and I get 10?
Yes, and we'll go back and forth and see what we got. If we have one that's the same, we'll see how it goes and we'll discuss that. But and then we'll just move on. So I'll start it off. My number 10, and you don't have this one. I can guarantee it. My number 10, Adrian Peterson will have more yards and touchdowns than Darius Geis.
Oh, God.
Is that a bold prediction?
I mean, if Geis is healthy, that's a very bold prediction. If Geis comes out and gets hurt again, obviously Peterson's going to fall forward for more than what Geis can get on crutches.
Well, I've heard some, people in the big television stations, the mothership and other people. There have been people saying that they wonder if he'll even get to stay on the team. They wonder if he'll get cut. I don't think that's a possibility, but I could easily see Adrian Peterson coming out and starting the season as the 1-2 back. And that happening for at least 3 to 4 games, especially if he does well. Now, they could go with Geis. It's all going to depend on training camp and how he looks and how he actually holds up. Because, let's just face it, at any moment, this guy could go down. He's like a Jordan Reed on the same team. The stability you get with Adrian Peterson, he's like a rock. He doesn't really get hurt. He only got hurt 1 year and came back and had his best year ever. But regardless, he is very stable versus Geis. I could easily see a season where Peterson is almost the start of the whole year.
All right.
Your 10.
My 10 is Devontae Freeman will sign with Atlanta as a backup to Todd Gurley.
Oh, I hope not.
The Falcons cap space.
I hope not.
I'm going to give honorable mentions to the Jets, the Steelers, and Panthers. I could see those also being landing spots, but just due to familiarity and maybe saving some wear and tear on Gurley, especially with the issues going around with the pandemic, I think Devontae Freeman going to Atlanta to back up Gurley is a great option for Devontae as well as the Falcons organization. But he's got to go somewhere where it's a system that works for him, where the running back also plays a part inside the passing game. So that's why I'm like Atlanta, Panthers to back up McCaffrey, back up Connor in Pittsburgh, and then back up Bell for the Jets. I think those are 4 really good spots.
Yeah, and
Atlanta,
you said
the front runner.
You said the Panthers as well with McCaffrey. I think that is very intriguing because think if McCaffrey goes down, that team takes a massive hit.
Yeah, they got to
And
have somebody.
they need something because they aren't a horrible team. They got Teddy Bridgewater now. We'd like to see how that works out. They can get some connection going with some people, but they are young and good, and you can see the potential there. So I think they need to get Freeman just because McCaffrey has such a big workload that I could easily see him getting hurt, even though you don't want that to happen, but it very well could.
Oh yeah.
All right. So my number 9. All right. Bold predictions. Joe Burrow will finish the year as a top 10 quarterback.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know if it will happen. He does have very talented weapons. The
Young.
coach is going to be a quarterback friendly coach. I mean, I dig it. I can see it, but that is bold.
That's the thing.
So bold, it's spicy.
Yeah, spicy. A spicy Burrow.
Is that Nashville hot? Is that Nashville hot I'm tasting?
You're getting it right there. On some Bengals. On some Bengals. But that's the thing with these bold predictions, man. I mean, they're not, on the positive side of actually happening. You know what I mean? Like, we're more than likely giving you 10 to 20 or 30% what we actually think could happen. Like any of these things, we're not 100% all in on, I think this is happening no matter what. These are bold predictions, which means more than likely not going to happen, but it would be awesome if they did. So I had Burrow finishing as a top 10 quarterback at 9. Einhorn, what you got?
You're going to love this. J.K. Dobbins will be a top 10 PPR running back this season.
Woo!
Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be a top 15 easy, but should be valued higher than Dobbins.
Ooh.
Here's my reasoning behind this. Mark Ingram's not happy. There's some rumblings there. If Dobbins is the starter from go, he's easily the best of the rookie running backs. Talent as well as system. If he's the starter, he's the best. Okay?
All right.
But, and I think he will be a top 10 back if the stars align from week 1 to the end of the season and he's the number 1, he's a top 10 guy. Edwards-Helaire, without anything other than him staying healthy, is a top 15 back. That's why you should value Helaire more than Dobbins, because what if Mark Ingram does play and there is a timeshare split? Then obviously Dobbins isn't a, top 10 back, but I could totally see Dobbins as a top 10 PPR back.
Yeah, I mean, I see Edwards-Helaire if he's the starter from day one. If he's not, I don't think he gets to that top 15. I think that the guy they had last year, what's his name? Williams?
Exactly.
Well, Williams. But they trust him. And you got to think with this year coming in, you're having less practice, less actual face-to-face. Most teams are probably going to be going on reliability. They're going to be going on somebody that knows the playbook versus a rookie. Even if the rookie is great, it depends on which position we're talking about as well. A quarterback's just going to be thrown out there. There's nothing he can do about that. Like Burrow, he has no choice. But some of these other people, they have other choices. And if Helaire can't block, that he's not going to be in for any passing down. So that limits his snap route or his snaps. And I'm just a little leery of him. I could have done a bold prediction on him. I didn't. But I would have maybe made one where he's like not even a top 20 running back this year. But I think he's getting overdrafted, in all honesty.
Ooh.
Like just too high, because right now you're getting him at his ADP of starting every single game. That's where you're having to buy him at.
He has to start every single game for it to be worth it.
Yeah.
And it could be better than what you drafted him, but in order for you to get that value, he's got to start 16 games.
Yeah, and I am not willing to pay where he's at right now. He gets to the 4th, 5th round, maybe, but it's not going to happen for me.
Who do you pay for? Who do you pay for? Edwards-Helaire or George Kittle?
Oh, I'm going Kittle. 100%. 100%. Kittle is a proven top 2 tight end. The only person you would go early on is Kittle or Kelsey. And I just feel like with Edwards-Helaire, he's not a proven commodity. We know Kittle is going to be basically another receiver on your team. So someone who could be good next year, really, where his potential lies, but not this year. I think this year, I mean, he could still be a top 10 back. I could see it. That to me would be bold. But he's getting drafted as one, and that's what I just don't like. So
yeah, man.
Going on to my number 8, Mike Evans will not be a top 10 wide receiver in 2020.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Now, I could even stretch it to top 15, but we're in that range right there. I don't think he's around there. I think he's there and below.
Ooh.
What do you think?
I think Godwin's going to be the wide receiver to own there. He's going to play the slot. But Tom Brady really loves throwing to tall targets that play in the post. Some of his best stuff, especially against tough defenses like the Rams in the Super Bowl, his most explosive plays come where Gronk was lined up in the slot. Mike Evans is a similar matchup there, a little faster, not as tall, not as strong, but it's going to be a similar enough matchup to where I think the youth and athleticism of Evans will help Brady out. I think top 15 is right about where I have Mike Evans, but I don't see him going below that.
Yeah.
But I think Godwin's the guy you want.
I agree with you there. I think Godwin is definitely the guy that you want. He's in the slot. That's the best thing that Edelman's always ran. Edelman's always ran in the slot, and that's the problem with the Patriots.
Welker.
They don't have. I mean, that's where Mohamed Sanu crushed, and they don't have him in there. So they're playing on the outside. Anyway, getting off to a tangent there, but yeah, Evans. I just don't see it, man. I do agree that he likes Brady likes throwing possession balls, and mainly Brady likes slants. And Evans can do that. He might surprise us, right? Like I have this, I believe in this, bold prediction a little bit more than others. In all honesty, maybe bold would be like top 20. I don't know, but regardless, I don't really think unless he changes his game that he's going to get all the balls and the touchdowns we expect him to get. Because I think it's going to be more breakaways, like you said with Godwin. So what's your number 8?
My number 8, sticking with the wide receivers, but Justin Jefferson, the Vikings rookie wideout, will be the best rookie wideout in PPR format.
Man. Oh, man. That's a good one. I can easily see that happening. The Vikings only have Thielen. Thielen's old. He could get hurt. That does open up tons of opportunity for him. There's only one other person that I would maybe say I could see that being completely, twice other people. And one is Ruggs, because he's just going to get all the opportunity. And the other one, what's his name? Mims? No.
For the Jets, Mims.
No, yeah. Not him. Who's the guy for the Eagles?
Rager.
Rager's the other one. So Ruggs and Rager, because Rager is going to have Alshon Jeffrey out for the first 6 weeks of the year. I mean, they have nobody else. I mean, this guy literally is the one to start the year. So those are the only two I could see. But man, that's a good call. I could totally see that as well.
Well, my whole thought process on it was, I like your point with Ruggs because he's going to get fed a lot, but it comes down to Justin Jefferson is clear-cut the 2, and why have him over Ruggs is Derek Carr to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, I think career accuracy is around 70%. He throws a catchable ball very consistently. Mm-hmm. And he's getting a young, explosive wide receiver to play opposite Thielen. And Kyle Rudolph is no spring chicken. Kyle Rudolph's pretty much done. He has nobody to fight for targets. It's Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, and Justin Jefferson. Whereas with CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy, there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, as well as CeeDee Lamb's on a crowded team with a good quarterback in Dak. Jerry Jeudy is on a crowded team. There's a lot of young people there, Fant, Cortland Sutton, as well as Jeudy, but they're also adjusting to Drew Lock. That's why I docked Ruggs because
they got Gordon. They're going to be dumping off.
Yeah, Mims, I docked him because of Darnold. And Rager, I don't think should have been a first-round draft pick. I think the Eagles just kind of got discombobulated because they thought they were going to get CeeDee Lamb because they didn't think Dallas would take him, and they just took a reaction pick.
But they needed wide receiver. They needed wide receiver,
but they took the wrong one. I don't Philadelphia is not good at developing wide receivers, or at least this coaching staff isn't. Whiteside and Aguayo or whatever,
right?
The two younger guys that they had last year, I just
But don't the Vikings have Irv Smith Jr.? He was a high pick for them, for the Vikings, to get him as a tight end. I feel like you said Kyle Rudolph is warmed out his welcome. He is done.
yeah, he's done.
He is now Jason Witten. And I think this coaching staff, which, he's
They're
on the hot
coaching for
seat.
their jobs.
He's
Yeah,
on the
they're
hot
coaching
seat.
for their
Yeah.
jobs.
So they could be gone within 6 weeks. I think they're going to put in the young kid, gave him a year to learn the system, learn how everything works, get some blocking experience. He's going to go in, I think, more so often than not.
Oh yeah.
But I could be wrong. I mean, they could use, Rudolph in the red zone if they want, if they trust him or something like that. So
Justin Jefferson filling in for Diggs. I see it as he's
Oh.
going to have the best rookie year.
Well, he's definitely going to get good targets and a lot of targets no matter what. So I completely agree with you. Kirk Cousins does not get the credit that he should. He did get an overinflated contract, but hey, why should we care? Like, that has nothing to do with his ability. That's just business, and in the moment when it hits, it hits. Like, there was a point in the NBA, I think a year or two ago, where like bench players were getting like $20 million a year or something. I mean, it's ridiculous contracts going on. They're just like, what? Yeah. And they're like, we got to get rid of this money. We got to pay people. We got to get rid of it. Whatever.
Somebody's got to take it.
So Kirk Cousins, same thing. But yeah, I think he's underrated. I think he's more like a Matt Ryan as far as how good he is at throwing the ball and the stats he will get you on your team. He's going real late. So if you want to play the late quarterback game, Kirk Cousins is a great 2/3 to get, and you can't go wrong with that. So my number seven is Kareem Hunt will be a top 10 quarterback in 2020.
Kareem Hunt's playing quarterback?
Oh, did I say quarter? I thought I said running back. I can go back and listen, but I probably did. I probably messed up. But no, Kareem Hunt, top 10 running back in 2020. And if I didn't, wow, that's horrible. But yeah, top 10 running back. I can see the case for him being where not even Chubb gets hurt. That's just a bonus. But I feel like he is so good that in a PPR league, he is going to dominate. He is the best number 2 in the league, and he's fast, quick, and amazing. He's like Sproles, but more dynamic and bigger. So that's the guy I want. I'd like to have him in any league that I can. He is a tough commodity to get right now. People do not see him as a number 2. They do see him as a 1. At least that's the way they're trying to trade for him. So I see him as a top 10, and I have more faith in this one than some of the other predictions, but that's my bold prediction.
I dig it, man. I think he missed like half the year last year and still finished in PPR formats inside the top 20 for running backs. Missing half the year.
Yeah.
And he's not an injury-prone guy.
Right.
Enough said.
Right. So your number 7?
My number 7 is the number 1 defense, standard fantasy scoring format, will be the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Oh.
And you can get them super late.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, you could pair them with one of the elite defenses like Baltimore and not spend anything over, a 13th round pick?
Yeah.
You could go 12th round and get the Bears and the Bucks, because nobody's looking at the Bucks. They're a solid defense that got better. Like, they put up points, they get sacks, they get interceptions, they score. Like, this is a great value starting pick that you can get literally with your last pick. Like, you can afford to, if you get them, you can afford to get one of the stud defenses in the 12th or 13th and then trade one when it gets hot and fill a gap, which could be a very important thing this year.
Yeah, and you can also, team up with a lower tier player if someone wants to do a 2-for-1 and they don't have a good defense or no defense, and you're like, look, this is a little icing on the cake to get the deal through. So I mean, that's definitely a good possibility. If I had to guess on a number 1, and I know this is a bold prediction, that's a bold one, right? Because everybody knows the top 3 or 4, but I'd have to go with the Bills. I mean, this is just the year for them.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
To me. Good. Ooh, but I can't pay up, so you know how that goes. Yeah. We wait till the last round.
Bills, Niners, Bears. I think those are your obvious. Baltimore, but the Bucks, they could easily be 1. I see, and not cost you shit.
And they had a good defense last year. They just didn't have a great quarterback play, which now they will. But yeah, my number 6 is Hunter Henry. Will not be a top tight end or top 10 tight end, but Jack Doyle will be.
That's good moves. Jack Doyle, where did he go? Atlanta?
No, Jack Doyle is still hanging out with Phillip Rivers.
Oh, he's still in Indy. Yes. Oh my gosh, how did I forget
Yes.
that? Yip Rivers loves tight ends.
So
You
we're
get Jack
my
Doyle.
number 6 bold is going from Rivers, Henry to Rivers, Doyle.
Yeah, you get all the Jack Doyle you can buy right now, especially in redraft leagues for a 1-year time. You get this guy in your dynasty leagues. Why not take him if he's there and trade him for something younger?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could probably trade him for Hunter Henry and something. So just set through the growing pains with Herbert at quarterback, and Henry should be valuable again after a year or two.
You would hope so.
I mean, yeah, you would hope so. But yeah, man, I like that. Jack Doyle, you got to get all that. That's top 10. That's top 7, maybe top 6.
Yeah, to me, he could be a top 5. He could be a top 5 tight end. That's a bold prediction, I guess. I have like Doyle. Like you got to think he's a better Antonio Gates, more athletic, and
Faster.
and so is Hunter Henry. But Hunter Henry's problem was health. Jack Doyle is generally healthy. He's good.
Workhorse.
Love seeing the PPR out of him. If you're in a full point, get you some Jack Doyle late. You can play that late game. Get you like a Gesicki, a Doyle. Maybe move up for a Waller early and then hang it out and get you one late, like one of those two. So that's my number 6. What you got?
My number 6 is kind of a lengthy one.
Ooh,
that's what she said.
Yeah,
it's kind of lengthy.
Go ahead.
It's the first NFL coach fired. Are you ready?
Oh, there's too many.
Well, wait. Okay, I'll give you who I think's fired right out the gate, and it's Adam Gase.
Ooh, okay.
New York Jets.
All right.
And here's why. If Adam Gase fumbles out the gate in New York with Greg Williams there as the backup and proven to get Baker Mayfield on track as well as have a respectable defense.
Yeah.
It's not like a 2 or 3 win, less than 5 win season where they could actually compete to have a 7 or 8 win season, maybe 9 win season with Greg Williams at the helm. I think they make that switch, especially right then and there. So just because Greg Williams is there and Adam Gase could easily fumble this job, especially in the first month with pretty much no season and no workouts, Greg Williams is primed to take that spot, especially early in the year. Now, some honorable mentions.
Wait. Let me cover that.
Okay.
Real quick. Off the top of your head, what was the record for the Jets last year? I know the answer.
I'm going to ask for one question.
Sure.
And it's,
just ask.
Did they have a tie?
No.
4-12. What is 4-12?
The answer is 7-9.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
You have a better line than you had last year. Your defense is upgraded. You're keeping that cornerback that doesn't want to go or that wants to go to the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
You're keeping them. Yeah. The secondary. Yeah. You're keeping him. So this team is going to be better. I would expect. Now, last year, they could have just had luck on their side where all of the 50-50 toss-ups went their way. So you could have some regression that way. But yeah, I agree with you. I think they might just get back to that 7 again. But go ahead. What else? The rest of
it. Some honorable mentions were the Jags, Doug Monroe. Do you know who the OCs are on that team that's just waiting to take that position? Like they don't have to hire outside the organization once they've cut bait. That's the main thing I'm looking at.
No, I do. Yeah, Jay Gruden.
Gruden
because Chris Thompson. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ben McAdoo, who coached a turmoil Giants.
That'd be another team for Jay Gruden to just destroy.
Another team is Atlanta with Dan Quinn. Guess who his coordinators are?
Who's that?
Dirk Cotter and Raheem Morris. Both of them are NFL caliber head coaches that would receive attention. So
Dirk would do better there. Seeing him on Hard Knocks, he's a good dude, but he's not as hard as some of the other guys. But he is, I think, a more player-friendly coach, and that
could be what Atlanta needs.
Oh my God, I think that would be better for Atlanta because he just didn't have the talent in Tampa Bay. But go on.
And then lastly, This is the one that I think should be the first actually fired, the first head coach fired, but due to the fact that there's nothing in the cabinet to replace him with, I think he actually makes it to the end of the year and they just hire a complete new coaching staff then, Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
Because if you cut bait with him, next in line in that organization is assistant head coach Romeo Cornell.
Yeah, I think that you are not making a bold prediction. Or actually, I think that is a bold prediction. I think it's a bold prediction for you to say that Bill O'Brien will be there the entire year.
I know. Like I said, I think he should be the first one fired. I think they should have
Yeah.
got rid of him when he traded DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, what do they think?
But
I mean, he had to get the coach's sign off on that. We talked about that. So, I mean, I can see he's now Bill O'Brien, one of the best guys you'll meet, one of the best guys you'll meet as a person, as a coach, and as a GM. I am sorry. Let's get rid of Bill O'Brien.
All right. What's your fifth?
Woo. Number 5 is Cam Newton will end the year as a top 5 quarterback.
That's good. I like it. I like where your head's at, and I'm going to root for it.
Here's my reasoning for that. Like you said earlier, now Cam is used to not having many great pieces around him. This is no different. So Cam is going to have to solely do everything on this team. And any year that Cam has had to do everything, he has been amazing in fantasy. Maybe not in real life all the time, but in fantasy. Now, I think he's never had the mind of a Belichick. He's never had the defense of a Belichick. So those things help him out, whereas they used to hurt him. That's why I think they will go deep into the playoffs, at least win one game, right? Or one game past the wild card. So they'll win a wild card regardless, or not even go, and then win the next game. I think that is very possible. But Cam Newton, I think with the rushing and the running touchdowns and the 2 yards and then they're going to use Cam. And he could, if that does happen, if the stars align, Cam Newton's a top 5 quarterback.
Oh yeah, man. Cam Newton, when he won the MVP, had the best the best or the second best defense in the league that year. They went 15-1. New England has an amazing defense. Cam Newton, I don't think, can go 15-1 at this stage in his career after the injuries he's had, but 12 wins is easily doable with this defense, the running game that they have, as well as what they do have in the passing game, I think works for his skill set. And yeah, I could see him putting up good numbers in the fantasy game. That's quality. My number 5 it's short. It's short. 6 was deep. 5 is short.
Okay.
Michael Thomas will repeat as the top wide receiver. In fantasy.
And that is a bold statement because number ones number ones usually do not repeat. It's very rare even on running backs. It's very rare for them to repeat. So I completely agree with you. I feel like
his situation, his skill set, everything around Michael Thomas will allow him, I think, to repeat this year and maybe do it for a couple more years. This is your Calvin Johnson, what Andre Johnson used to be. He's in there with Julio Jones now. This is the guy. Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and piggyback off yours and do my 4. Okay. And I'm going to, the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's very similar. I will challenge your bold prediction with my own of Davante Adams will end the year as the number 1 wide receiver in PPR.
Ooh.
So in PPR, I think there is regression with Michael Thomas, and I think that Davante Adams, his regression of touchdowns last year goes away, and he's a 10 touchdown guy again this year, and that is what puts him over the top because we know he is getting like every target they can get him.
Gosh, man, this is literally like a clash of the PPR Titans.
It is. It really is.
They're guys that you could easily see going out there and just on Sundays catching 150 balls at the end of the year. Easily.
But I think we could easily see them being 1-2 either way. It could fly either way.
Guys.
But
these are the 2 guys.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those 2. So what's your 3rd?
Or my 4th.
Or your 4th, yeah.
My 4th, I'm going to hit a little cream hunt on this one, but in a different way.
Okay.
I think the top running back handcuff to own based on value in PPR formats is the Bears handcuff of David Montgomery and Tech Cohen.
Okay.
And I think that's more valuable than Chubb and Hunt. Because with Nick Chubb, you have to get him early second round. Okay?
So you're
Early
playing
second round.
the ADP value.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to get Chubb in the early second round, and in order to secure that handoff, you got to get Kareem Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have a viable 2 that close to a first or second round pick. Whereas with David Montgomery, you can get him late third, some in the 4th. Tech Cohen, you can get in the 7th or later than Hunt, and Hunt's going in the 8th and 9th. So I think the David Montgomery Tech Cohen is a huge handcuff, probably be the best handcuff in the NFL this year as far as PPR goes, because it's kind of like Melvin Gordon with the Chargers before the holdout was still like hovering around a top 10 running back, but Austin Eckler was still in his own right a top 20. He might have been at the end of that top 20, but he was still a top 20 guy. And I feel like Tech Cohen's going to be like that. I feel like David Montgomery's going to be sniffing the top 10, and Tech Cohen's going to be around 17.
Yeah, I really do like David Montgomery. I think he could have a really good year. It really just depends on that offense, man. I am not excited about either quarterback. I know they're going to have to give the ball off. The only problem is they're going to be looking for it.
Yeah, Nagy.
So they're going to have 8 in the box. It's pretty scary there in the Bears, but I understand where you're drafting people at. That's one of the more, low, like you can wait lower, like maybe what's Montgomery going, like 6th, 7th round? Somewhere
higher than that, somewhere around
5th?
the 4th.
Oh, wow. If you're doing that, I don't know. You could do Gurley in the 4th or 3rd.
I mean, hell, you could,
nobody.
You could literally get Montgomery, Cohen, and Hunt.
Yeah.
And that's 3 guys really worth it if you just bypass Chubb.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you another good one that's low would be the Patriots, getting those 2.
Oh, yeah, Michelle and White.
Yep. My number 3 is Ryan Fitzpatrick ends the year as a top 10 quarterback, baby.
God.
Think about it. Here's a stat that I heard today. From week 6 on,
he was the top 5 guy, wasn't he?
He was number 2 in the league.
Oh, God.
Number 2 in the league behind Mahomes. It's crazy.
And Lamar Jackson won the MVP over Christian McCaffrey.
Well, he had a great year, but his 1 through 5 or 1 through 6 was amazing. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
he takes the Mahomes and Fitzpatrick. I think he was number 3, on the 6 on, but 1 through 5, he crushed everybody else. So it was more than enough. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it was consistent. He was consistently good. So my thing is, if Ryan Fitzpatrick has the job the entire year, and that's the bold prediction right there, is will he have the job this entire year? I think the prediction is yes, he will. Tua can wait. He isn't going to start regardless. He can, learn the system. It's a short year. They want stability. I think Fitzpatrick does that, and Fitzpatrick brings out the best gunslinger in the league right now.
Get him. That's too bold for me, man.
What's your third?
That's bold. My third is almost as bold. Todd Gurley will be a top 10 PPR running back this year.
I don't even think it's bold.
You don't even think it's bold. Some people feel it's bold.
Oh, I completely understand. The majority of people are really low on Todd Gurley. But make your case.
We know. We know better. We know better. I mean, he's a PPR back. He's actually got a Julio Jones, a Matt Ryan now, whereas kind of before and for the LA Rams, I mean, Cooper Kupp, but he stayed hurt when Gurley was churning out the good stuff. Robert Woods and Brandon Cooks are quality secondary options, but they're being forced to be the primary. So Gurley was getting stacked boxes and stuff. You can't stack the box on Atlanta.
Not at all.
Gurley's quality of looks will get better. So even if he only gets, let's say, 15 touches a game, I think he's going to easily PPR his way to a top 10 finish.
Dude, we could see Atlanta in the Super Bowl this year. That offense has been upgraded at tight end, at running back, and there are a lot of people talking up Calvin Ridley like crazy. And I don't see the Calvin Ridley buzz as much as everybody. I think he's going to be good, but I don't see the buzz in him like everyone else is. Everybody's like, he could be a 1. Let's just hold off on that now.
Hold on, Jimbo.
We got Hayden. We got Hayden Hurst in there. We got Todd Gurley. They are going to use Todd Gurley up like crazy. They got him on the cheap. If he does great this year, he's getting a deal. So I really like where the direction is going with them. But yeah, my number twice, Patrick Mahomes will throw for 50 or more touchdowns.
Wow.
Or just throw, not score, throw. Mm-hmm.
50 plus. I mean, I think that's what the expectation should be every year when you're paying the guy what you're paying him on the contract he has.
And you have Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, and McCole Harmon.
And Sammy still. And a backfield that can catch.
Edwards-Helaire coming. You know he's going to get some of those touch passes. You know he's going to get some of those, screenplays. It is going to be a monster explosion from them this year because
screenplay's huge for that offense.
They want twice in a row and maybe thrice. Andy Reid never got one. Now he's going to do something no one's ever done. And I can easily see it as long as Mahomes stays healthy. It doesn't matter if anybody else on the team gets hurt. Like if Hill goes down, they can still win.
Oh, yeah, they proved that.
Mm-hmm.
They can still win on Sundays. My bold prediction's kind of similar. I guess it involves Mahomes. Patty Mahomes and Lamar won't win the MVP this year.
Okay.
I think the favorites are Brady and Dak, with a dark horse being Cam Newton.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Oh.
Dak is set up this year for have the best probably, team around him he'll ever have. Like ever. Like this is the year. Like you need to produce, you need to win, you need to make it to the playoffs and get to a Super Bowl. This is the year. And I feel it. And sorry, last thing. Last year, he went up to throwing, I think, 5,000 yards. So they went from a great year. They went from him throwing 3,000 or 3,500 to 5,000, dude. Like, and that's before they got a better receiver to be on the team. So there is no reason that he shouldn't be able to at least be in the conversation until the very end of the season.
Correct. I feel like Dak should be an MVP candidate based on what he's got around him. And I feel like this is Tom Brady's last chance to get one more MVP, especially with the cast around him, how they're going to facilitate basically the entire offense through him because their run game's kind of more so pass catchers as running backs. And it's going to replicate what Peyton Manning did his first year with the Broncos, winning the league MVP that season when he threw for, 50 touchdowns, I believe?
Exactly.
I think Tom Brady's going to get similar kind of guard for that. So,
yeah. And I
feel bad. I feel bad that I don't have any love for Rodgers or Wilson because they're great players, but it's just, I think to win the MVP, like you said, Patrick Mahomes has to throw for 50-plus touchdowns for him to even be really in the running for it. Tom Brady and Dak Prescott have to max out the potential of the stuff around them. Cam Newton has to be the superstar that we saw. And Rodgers and Russell Wilson, their level of consistency is so high, they're just not – they don't have that abnormal gene. They're just going to give you consistent production that can win you Super Bowls.
Yeah, and Rodgers could if he had a team behind him, and he doesn't. He doesn't even have a coach behind him. So I agree with those people that you said. I earlier I had a prediction for, Cam Newton making a case for himself already. So, I mean, I'm following you on that. But I like both of those. I think that is very spot on. Any of those guys, I mean, can have that happen. So my number one. Oh,
man.
This is going to be a doozy for you. This is where I went a little crazy, okay? Went a little crazy on this bold prediction.
Martians land, and it's like Space Jam, but with football.
Well, why am I even here? You already know everything I'm going to say.
I read your mind. I read your mind.
But no, okay.
LeBron James plays tight end.
No, it ain't never going to happen. So here's what I got. O.J. Howard doubles Gronk's fantasy points.
Does that include him being traded to a different team?
No. That's if they're on the same team. Now, he can get traded, and that could still go true. But I am saying this with the thought process that they will both be on the field quite a bit. And I think that O.J. Howard is the pass-catching back, and Gronk is the stable extra left tackle.
I see a lot of 3 tight end sets for this team with Brait and Gronk blocking and O.J. Howard running a slot.
Exactly.
O.J. Howard can play in the post too.
Mm-hmm.
No, Mike Evans literally. This doesn't bode well for Mike Evans.
No, it sure does not. They have 3 tight ends.
Yeah, but Godwin's not going to run anywhere near the same routes. So,
but Godwin is that quick, fast guy, and he will get PPR'd like crazy.
I mean, the production's out there. He could get it all. And maybe that's what O.J. Howard needed to unlock his full potential, is a consistent quality quarterback.
Yeah, my lookout is that Gronk will get some touchdowns. He'll get between 5 and 8 because he likes Gronk at the end zone. And Gronk gets separation. We know that. It doesn't matter. He's like Antonio Gates, but big, right? Like he's tall.
50-50 ball.
You can't beat Gronk on a 50-50 ball. It's not going to happen. So he's going to get some touchdowns, but the catches is where I have O.J. Howard just leapfrogging him like crazy.
Oh, yeah. My number one bold prediction. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
There is not even a football season.
Oh.
And they won't even play in the spring.
Oh,
it's
man.
It's going to be 2020 nothing.
2020 nothing. Not a single game.
Nope. No.
Is it bold at this point? Like here's the thing. I think to most fans it is bold what you're saying, but I think to anybody that is just living in society right now, everyone you watch on TV is basically saying the same thing. They're all saying, "Who knows if we'll have a season?" And I mean, that is all you hear everywhere.
Oh yeah, but if they play one game, my prediction's not true because I'm saying they're not playing a single game.
Yeah, if they don't play,
shut down before it happens.
If they don't play a game, man, that's going to come crazy town when it comes to rookie draft, all this stuff. Oh man, contracts. How are they going to do? I mean, I don't know. I think they find a way to do it, even if there's no fans. But
think of it like this, man. If they don't play, has Tom Brady played his last game? If there's not a season.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he would be fine. He's like, I'm refreshed. I'm good to go. He's going to keep it. He's going to the only thing that's going to take him out.
Keep it real.
The only thing that's going to take him out is an injury. Like that is it. The only thing that's going to take him out is that. So
you better be knocking on wood.
Yeah, knocking right here. That's right.
Hey, that guy.
But yeah, so that is our top 10 bold prediction episode. If you have any questions, once again, hit us up on Twitter at Finkle Podcast. I do Twitch all the time. So you can see me on there if you have any questions as well. You can catch me at PickleRick182. My Twitter is PickleRick182. You can get Einhorn at Foggy Matt. So once again, thanks for listening to Finkle and Einhorn, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Give us a like and subscribe, and also review us on iTunes, Apple, Stitcher, anywhere that you're at listening to this podcast. Please check us out on Twitter at Finkle Podcasts. Matt is at Foggy Matt, and I am at PickleRick182. You can get us on Twitch at I'm PickleRick182. We would love to answer questions. Anything you have, please let us know. The laces are out.